Hello, everyone. I know technically it's not Black Music Month still, but every month I talk about Black music. And I think that you should too. And you should care about Black people and their innovations, their creations, their accomplishments, their everything all year long. Not just Black Music Month or Black History Month. Black people are the backbone of this country, honestly. So, I wanted to put that out there. So today, I want to talk about the rapper Foxy Brown. If you don't know who Foxy Brown is, she is a rapper from Brooklyn who her peak, or when she first came out, was like the mid to late 90s. So famously, she has a rivalry with Lil Kim, which they were once friends, which makes me sad because it's like a lot of things in the industry happen and it makes people like, be against each other when I feel like they really shouldn't be against each other. But I mean, now female rappers are like collaborating more. I feel like in intertwining themselves more. I feel like, but of course, it's always like this weird competition. I feel like rap in general has competition, but I feel like female rap has like a really high stakes competition. It's like there can't be more than one female rapper at a time, and it's just weird. But luckily, I feel like it's not as bad as like the 90s where they had to have just one. But I mean, it's still pretty competitive. But yeah, so that's her. Let me see, give you some background, which I did not put in my notes, of course, because I am prepared. Here we go. She was born Inga DeCarlo Fung Marchand on September 6, 1978. She has one child, and she was part of Nas's like collective rap group called The Firm. Yeah. Which apparently I did not review their album, but apparently it was not good. Maybe I'll review it one day. But yeah, I just read her own solo 3 albums. I didn't do anything that was shelved or anything that didn't come out. So yeah, she has one child named Siani, one daughter. So yeah, so that's a little bit about her. I think she was discovered by Nas. Let me double check. Okay, so she won a talent contest. Oh, and the members of the production team Track Masters, who were working on LL Cool J's Mr. Smith album, that's who discovered her. And so she rapped on LL Cool J's Ashacha, and so, yeah. She was on different remixes for You Making Me High by Tony Braxton. And she was on the song Touch Me Tease Me by Case. And Ain't No Nigga by Jay-Z. She became an instant sensation due to her her being very talented and rapping provocatively at such a young age, which I feel like, okay. The immediate success led to a bidding war at the beginning of 1996. In March, Def Jam Records won and then added 17-year-old rapper to their roster. So then we're going to talk about all of her albums. So she only has 3, and I think they were like just as many records shelved as she has, and I also did not look at any of her mixtape. So these are just the main albums. So let's get started. Her first album was called Il Nana, which I looked up the meaning. It's supposed to be like she has good, how can I say this in a not too, she has good vagina. That's what it means. And it's like a name for herself that I don't know if she gave it to herself, but yeah. So basically, it was released November 19th, 1996. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the overall vibes. Vibes are a big thing. My favorite songs, my favorite lyric. So I did not review every single song because I was like, that's going to be a lot. And then I'm going to just give my overall opinion in my rating. So here we go. So the overall vibes of Il Nana was like a 70s mafia Mahogany Brown, I Know I'm Fine vibes, which I really love that she calls herself Mahogany Brown and different things and highlights that she's dark skinned and she loves herself, because I feel like that's really revolutionary, like, because a lot of dark skinned people, unfortunately, they are not told that they're beautiful. I guess I would be considered dark skinned technically. We're not told that we're beautiful. We're not told that we're desirable. The beauty standard is white. So anything close to that is considered more beautiful than anything farther from that. So I really love that. So let's get into my favorite song. So The Chase, I love the beat. And Foxy Brown's flow is very great on this song. Her flow is fast, like a high-speed chase, and I really love that. And it has I think it has the mafia vibes or the setup vibes. So it's really interesting. And of course, Il Nana featuring Method Man. It's like a 70s type beat. I really loved it. Foxy's really showing her skills in the song, and I felt like it's like her theme song. So of course. And she's bragging about her skills and success. So yay. Gotta have your theme song like a superhero. You know what I mean? And she shouted out Little Kim before their beef, which I thought was really cool. Unfortunately, they're still beefing after would be maybe over 20 years at this point, because I can't do math. It's just really sad to me. But anyway. And then Fox Boogie featuring Kid Capri, which, Kid Capri is a legend. So that's really cool. She had him on her song. And I love her bravado and her confidence on this song. I love the call and response chorus by Kid Capri. It was very energetic and fun. And of course, I'll Be is one of my favorite songs by her, so I had to put that. Featuring Jay-Z. It's a classic. I love how they use the sample, and it makes sense because the original was about sex too. So hey, they didn't use some weird sample and then talk about something. I mean, not weird sample, but they didn't use a sample and then talk about something weird like they did with that, when they used the strange fruit sample and they were talking about killing people on TikTok. What was that? But anyway, it's definitely straightforward. There is no symbolism at all. LOL. And I like how Jay-Z and Foxy sounded well together and they played off each other. So that was good. And then my favorite lyric is from that song. It goes, "What up, Pop? Brace yourself as I ride on top. Close your eyes as you ride. Right out your socks." I just love that line. Just love it so much. And then a runner-up on Get Me Home. Twist My Body Like the Exorcist. Very memorable. I would not use the Exorcist in any kind of sexual situation, but that's what she did. So here's my overall opinion. I really love this album. In my opinion, this is a great debut album for Foxy. It showed off her versatility and her skills as a rapper. It showed she wasn't just coming in the game to play around. She wasn't playing for nobody. And it made me nostalgic to listen to it again. Even though technically when it first came out, I was like a baby or like a toddler. But yeah, because I was born in 91, so I would have been a toddler or like 5 at least. And I also love how confident she is being a dark-skinned woman. It's very empowering to see her command respect and have sex appeal. And it's very refreshing to have her on the scene, because then other dark-skinned women and girls could see that they deserve the best and not to settle for less. Which she does say in the song. I'll be like, never settle for less. And I would give it a 9 out of 10. Because some tracks were just okay, but overall, the album was great to me. So some of them were like, eh. So, hey, that's good. So China Doll is her second album. It was released in January 26, 1999. If I can talk. So the overall vibes were like a 70s again. Mac says pimpin' / luxurious kind of vibes. So my favorite songs were China White. I love how she personified heroin and built the story around its impact on the streets. And I like the skit in the middle of it, the song showing that drugs can make people steal and beg for money. I felt like it was a very great opening track. She got Pam Grier. I feel like I talk about this in my other part of my overall opinion, but she got Pam Grier, the original Foxy Brown, to be on her album. Wow. Legendary. So yeah, and then My Life is very personal. It shows the world that she came from, and it shows what it was like growing up for her and becoming who she was. It was very sad to hear her say she was suicidal. It was very sad. And then if you know anything about her life later, apparently she did try to take her life at one point, which she talks about in the third album. So I'm going to get to that. And then the song 456 was another favorite, featuring Beanie Sigel and Memphis Bleak. I think all three equally held their own on the track. It was really interesting. I was annoyed that she went last, but you know what? She killed it at the end. So that was fine. Because I was like, how many men are on this track? Even though it was only two. And I was like, where is Foxy Brown? I was looking at my watch like, when is she coming? But she came in. My favorite lyric was from the song My Life. While some say it's rude, but if I was a dude, they'd all be amused. But I'm a woman, so I'm a bitch. Simple as that. Double standards, call him a Mac, call me a hoe. Say I made it for the dough. But tell me, what the fuck he in it for? Which is true. Women, there's all a bunch of double standards for us. We're this, we're that. Now Roe versus Wade overturned. We can't decide anything for our bodies. And then people are like, just close your legs. It's like, but men, they don't say that to men. Men can get more women pregnant than a woman can get pregnant. A woman can get pregnant at one time a year. Men can get more than one woman pregnant at one time. Look at Nick Cannon. He got like 2 women pregnant right now. There ain't no restriction on men's rights. Anyway, let me not get in there. But overall opinion, like I said, I love that she got the original Pam Grier, the original Foxy Brown. In her intro, that was great. So it was like she was her mom, and she was giving birth to Foxy Brown. She said, "Oh, you're gonna be the greatest girl. You're gonna do so many great things," kind of like that. And so it was a fun intro. I loved it. I will say Foxy Brown delivers witty lines and wonderful flow per usual, but the beats were so boring on this album. Which they did say when I looked up Wikipedia, because I was researching, that it was felt more pop orientated, like more mainstream versus like more street as she was before. Which I mean, she was still talking about. I kind of thought she was still talking about stuff she talked about before, but maybe it was the production that made it more pop-like. Because I do think Hotspot, like the single, I mean, I think it's catchy, but maybe that made it seem kind of like, it's not as hard, like hardcore, no pun intended, as like when she first came out. Anyway. So she had some really great hard-hitting lines, but then the rest of the tracks didn't meet expectations. And I was excited to see the song with Mia X and Gangsta Boo. And it was called Bitches with Attitude. And I thought it was called, BWA. So I thought it was going to be to the actual NWA beat, But it wasn't. And then the lyrics were also meh. And I like their song, Mia X and Gangsta Boo. They have a song called Bitchy. And it's kind of like, the chorus is really fun and stuff. And you think it's going to be all hardcore, and they're just talking about how sexy they are and stuff. And you're like, I want to headbang to the song. You're talking about how hot you are. It's like 2 different things. So, so their lyrics kind of sucked on that one too. LOL. So this album was meh for me. It wasn't as interesting and versatile as the first. And also all the features seemed crowded on the album. And it didn't give Foxy time to really shine. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. She had some good flow and some witty lines, but the rest was meh. Alright, so her final studio album so far. Maybe she'll come out with something new. I hope that she does. It's called Broken Silence. And I just want to say, this is so random. I like all the album covers she had. They're so cute. So I made a few like thumbnails. I like some pictures for the albums, and I'm going to see which one works for YouTube. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. They're all cute. So this was released July 17, 2001. So the overall vibes were her going back to the gritty side of her, back to the street. It was very introspective, very personal, because she had been going through a lot of legal and personal issues, and very island gal. She's really leaning into her Trinidadian, Jamaican island gal heavily. Okay? So my favorite song, speaking of that, one of my favorite songs was Oh Yeah, very bragging and showing how hard Foxy is, very energetic. It seems like she wanted to show she was still good despite making it mainstream in the industry. And she was definitely very heavy island gal there. Candy featuring Khalees. I don't know, I love Khalees. Well, I need to re-upload my videos talking about her, but yes, I love Khalees. I think the song is very catchy and cute. I feel like this is an interesting break from the heavier songs before it, especially coming after the song 730, which apparently is like a psychiatric term, like when you get admitted to the psychiatric hospital or something. So it was a bit of a tonal shift, but it was a nice break. It should have been placed after or before a different song, though. Anyway, but Khalees was great as always, but I thought it was a cute song. Nana Be Like, another song about Nana, her Nana specifically. It's very catchy, like another anthem for her, another superhero song for her. And I like her using Jamaican slang. It might not be Jamaican slang, it might be Trinidadian slang. I hope I don't offend anybody by saying that, but and here it is very witty. So I like her accent and her slang in here. And then the title track, Broken Silence. It's very introspective and personal. I love that she expressed her feelings and was honest with her fans about what was going on with her. And then she also has a song about, it's kind of suicidal letter sounding. I don't know if that was supposed to be what it was, but that's what it sounded like. She was, sending a letter to her family and talking about, and then of course in the song 730, which is a term for a psychiatric, either being admitted to the psych ward or something like that. So of course, some of it was very sad, honestly. And my favorite lyric was from Broken Silence. When the record stopped selling and the crowd stopped yelling, all I have is me. Because so it shows that, like, even with all the success, after the success, all you have is you. So, yeah, you definitely have to take care of yourself. Because when you're not successful, who do you have? Just yourself. So my overall opinion, I love that Foxy Brown got back to her grittier flow and that the production, and that her production matched her energy, unlike China Doll. I think that this album was a good mixture of fun and very personal songs. I feel like it's better than China Doll, but not better than Il Nana. It was like in the middle. So yeah, it's like in the middle for me. I think it could have been shorter and more focused. It was 18 songs. What you need 18 songs for? Some of the songs that were very personal and sad were nice, but then would shift to like a fun or really energetic song. So the tone shifts were weird. So you'd be like hearing like the letter of a really sad song about her telling her family how she feels, and then boom, it'd be like a fun song afterwards. So for me, I would give this album a 7 out of 10. I really love that she addressed her personal and mental issues in her own way, and I think that her being able to express her depression and pain was really good. So that was really interesting. So that reminds me of Lil' Kim, which, I love both Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim, but Lil' Kim did make fun of her for her mental issues, which, I know it was back in the day, but that's still not right. But yeah, so I wanted to do some Haibun poems, so I did. A Haibun is like a paragraph and then a haiku underneath it. So the haiku is 5 syllable, 7 syllable, and 5 syllables. So that's a Haibun combined. So you do the paragraph and you do the haiku. So I did one for each album. So I did one, the first one I was inspired by the song The Chase by Foxy Brown. It's called Never Settle for Less, which he did say in I'll Be, so I thought that was cute to, put them together. So here we go. You think you could pin me down, but I'm too high above you to be tied down. You couldn't catch me no matter how many world records you hold. You can never hold me, can never clip my wings, 'cause I'm like a bird, like Nelly said. I'm not just a cheap thrill for you. I'm not cheap at all. I spoil myself. Why would I let you shortchange me? I give myself everything, so you have to give me the same. Want to hold me back while you get to be free? Oh no, never that. If you are the only one of us that can be free, then forget all about me. Want to use me up, then throw me out, but I won't accept it. You shouldn't let somebody use you. You should let them work for you, okay? So, to the next one for China Doll, the China Doll album, I was inspired by the song China White, and my poem is called China White. That was a really great opening song, and then the rest of the album was like, meh. Okay, here we go. You think you can escape me, but I'm everywhere. I got you feeling great about yourself, but then have you feeling terrible without me. Have you stealing from your family and selling yourself? You will do anything to have me. Can never tell me no. Can never think straight when I'm in you. I take over your whole life. I take over your whole mind. Turn you into an entirely different person for me. I got your mind playing tricks on you, like the ghetto boy said. You give me everything, and I leave you high and dry. China White is my name, and ruining your life is my game. I will live forever, and if you don't want me, there's always someone that does. Which really, like, sad, you know? Like, I feel like drugs are, like, until the earth collapses and, like, we're all... I feel like drugs are always going to be a problem, unfortunately, even though the CIA gave a lot of those drugs up, put a lot of those drugs in different communities and things. I could go on a whole, I need to do more research, but I definitely know that they have admitted that they have dropped different drugs into different communities, especially inner city communities. But yeah, so the last poem is called Candy for Sale, and is inspired by the song Candy with Foxy Brown featuring Khalees. I taste just like candy, like Foxy said. You can have me, but not for free. You can have me, but for a fee. You gotta pay to kiss either one of my lips. Jella said her love don't cost a thing, but that's not my motto. I'm more of a material girl like Madonna. Sweet nothings mean nothing to me. Give me pretty jewelry, and I'll wear them to bed. Give me cute shoes, and you can rub my feet. Give me stylish clothes, and you can take them off me. Give me unique purses, and put money in them. They say love is transactional, but I took that literally, so give me the loot. Give me the loot. Throw a little biggie in there. You want to taste me, just know a lick isn't free. Empty your pockets. I put empty your pockets, technically. So yeah. Hope you all enjoyed the poems and learning about Foxy Brown and all of her albums. I'm so glad her discography was short. So next week I'm going to do a little Kim. I feel like that would be fun. But yeah, because I was thinking about her and wondering if she's ever going to put out new music. And I feel like, and then I listened to her collab with Nicki Minaj, and I was like, I actually physically have 2 of her albums, like a CD. I know nobody really buys CDs anymore, I understand. It's going to be obsolete probably soon. But yeah, I was feeling really nostalgic and wanted to listen to her whole discography because I never listened to, I had Broken Silence and Il Na Na, but I didn't have China Doll. I had never listened to it, so I was like, why don't I just review the whole thing since you only got 3. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next week.